Hello guys, it's Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we are here with the KC Cup version of Chronomaly. As you may have seen from the thumbnail, insanely consistent, 9-0 with this. Don't miss the replays because I'll show you also the duel where I lost. Actually, where it could have been my 10th win in a row, but I lost, and you will see why, because of one card. And of course, let's see the replay, let's see the deck list. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it with my tray and the skill for this consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, if duellinks can just load, please and thank you. Hello? Come on, duellinks, please. Konami, fix your damn game, please. Please, please. Thank you. Oh my worthy. Guys, it's just... oh my worthy. Oh, thank you, Konami. So it's divine artifacts. You know, guys, having access to a free extra deck is just so important to me. And you know why? I already told you in the first Chronomaly deck that I made. Gagani Guardian is the answer. It just makes he alone, Gagani Guardian alone can make a decent turn 1 that can allow you to resist, to endure an RTK. That's the thing. So guys, this is the deck list. The monsters are always the same: triple Moai, triple Bones, triple Skull, and triple Nebradisc. And the usual, you know, perfect combo is to summon your Nebradisc and search at least double Moai, so that you can special summon both, and then use the skill to make the Moai level 3 so that you can go into your Gagani Guardian. Now, you cannot go into Gagani Guardian with your Chronomaly Nebradisc. Remember this, because Nebradisc is a machine and Gagani Guardian can be made only with rock type monsters. But if you do not have a level 3 in your hand besides the double Moai on the field, you can go into your Tyra's Keeper of Genesis, because, you know, it's pretty good because it cannot be destroyed by card effect. So it's a good turn 1, not as good as Gagani Guardian, but I mean, that's all we can have access to. And then, guys, the deck is just insanely consistent thanks to the insane amount of searcher that we got with Nebradisc and Skull. Keep in mind that Skull can also recycle monsters from the grave, because when you discard it and you control a Chronomaly monster, you can add a Chronomaly monster from your deck or graveyard. And then among the spell and trap, these are the decks that make this deck good. So you already saw my Forbidden Lands, and there was actually nothing special about this. You need Forbidden Lands not to be interrupted just in case you go second, you know, just to avoid Treasures, Floodgate, Canadia, what else, when a Book of Moon. And can be a good card even if your opponent does not play back rows, because it can just lower your opponent's monster's attack. Then we got double enemy controller that combines with the fact that we can special summon really easily thanks to Moai and Bones. But combined with enemy controller, I went for Powerful Rebirth. Now, you can be disappointed with this, but you will see in the replays how useful this thing is. So, first of all, Powerful Rebirth combines really well with enemy control, because of course it allows you to have another monster on the field, and you can just simply tribute with your enemy controller. He allows you to have a protection in your opponent's turn, just in case you have no monster, use your Powerful Rebirth, and you can chain your Powerful Rebirth to a Cosmic Cyclone or a Typhoon. And, you know, you do not lose the effect. Powerful Rebirth gets banished or destroyed, but you get to summon your monster anyway. And then, Powerful Rebirth is the answer. So, I actually analyzed the match with the other decks, and the problem was that because of me playing only Nebradisc as a level 4, I was struggling to get my Chateau out. Because the only way I had to summon a Chateau was to have already a Nebradisc in the grave, and then summon another one, not using the effect because I can only use one effect of Nebradisc per turn, and then use the effect from the Nebradisc in the grave to have 2 level 4 on the field. and then locking me out with nothing else to activate, because if you use the effect of Nebra Disc from the grave, you cannot activate cards or effects during your turn you activate this effect. So I can only summon Chateau and use only Chateau's effect. And it was, just so restricting. So the thing is, I need another way to summon my Chateau. And how can it be? Powerful Rebirth. With Powerful Rebirth, I can summon my Crystal Skull, my Crystal Bones, make them level 4 and go into Chateau so easily. So easily. That's the answer. And guys, you will see 9 and Ho as you may have seen from the thumbnail. It's insane. Don't miss the replays. Again, I will show you not all, just 7 out of 9 wins. The other 2 were just so quickly wins against Bujin and another deck that I can't remember what it was, maybe Fire Kings. And then you can see the other 7 wins in a row, and also the last duel is the one that I lost against because of 1 card, as you will see. But I made a lot of misplays, I had to admit that. It happens, that's it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and we can jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. First replay interrupting a 3-win streak. So you're gonna see not all the 9 replays in a row, because a couple of them were not worthy. There's 7, so enjoy this climb. So it's us to begin against what I think is probably a Gaia player. So we have pretty good hand. We got Nebra Disc to add the Crystal Bones, then the Skull to add another Moai, then double special summon of Moai, so we can use the skill right now, and this is the perfect one. Why? Because we have access to the first turn Gagani Guardian. So now with that, we have also actually not a circle defense, because this is more when when you go second and you need not to be interrupted by your opponent's back rows. But it's fine. It's anyway a card that we can use. So as I told you, this is a Gaia player that has, of course, the combo pretty consistent deck. But look at this. Gaia the Magical Knight, my Gagani Guardian says no thank you, I don't want that, and he cannot do anything else except the back row. But we are not afraid of this, because we have Forbidden Lands. So right now I can just already tell you that this duel is won. That's just how easy it is. So another skull to add another Nebra Disc. The only bad thing is that the skill unfortunately is not until the end of the turn, so this keep being level 3. We have to keep it on the field, no Exceed Summon, adding another Crystal Skull, and then we can just swing in Gagani Guardian in the end phase. And look at this, he had World Legacy Clash. Now guys, let me point out this thing really quickly. So if I actually use the effect of Gagani Guardian in the main phase, then to use the second one to pop a monster with 0 attack, I maybe will have had an attack more, but I really didn't expect the World Legacy Clash. So what he got besides the putting the attack to 0 is that he also got he let me lose one of my attacks, because he changed the number of monsters in the damage step, and when that happens, if you lose the target, you cannot change target. That's the thing. So now the Gaia comes back, but the point is he used the effect to add another Gaia, but this Gaia cannot be summoned, because you need your opponent to control a monster with 2300 attack or more, and I did not have it. So he is actually stuck. He should have had it. I don't know if he plays it. The other Gaia, the 1600 Gaia, but he didn't, and he just go with the attack. That's not enough, and you know why? Because with Crystal Skull I can just add another Nebra Disc. So Nebra Disc is going to be summoned and will allow me to Exceed Summon the Chronomaly Chateau. So the Chateau is here, and I can just go in, as you can see right here, pretty easy to scoop a Gaia player with not enough back row. So there you go. I also had, of course, my Forbidden Lands that I decided not to use, so I was more than safe. second duel here, I was already at a 3-win streak and facing another try with not with divine artifacts, but with the other skill, gateway to the other dimension. So this was pretty interesting to see, you know, which skill is the better. Of course, this duel does not prove anything, but you know, it's kinda a taste of what skill can be better and in which situation. So let's see. It just began with a sad monster, so I guess he bricked, but I don't know. So we instead got a pretty cool hand, Nebra Disc with double Moai already in our hand, so we're definitely chilling. We can use the Crystal Skull to actually set the following turn play, and then we can go with the double Moai summon, and then there you go. Perfect turn 1, Gagani Guardian, and we've got the Powerful Rebirth next turn, so I can just wing in, and he's got just the Nebra Disc. I don't know why he just played like that. So Crystal Bones special summon to summon the Moai, so I didn't negate that because my purpose was to negate the Xyz summon he was going to summon. To the Xyz monster he was going to summon, of course. There was no point in negating that, knowing that he could have had Moai in his hand as a special summon, so that's why there was no point in negating that. So then Crystal Skull to add a Nebra Disc, and then Book of Moon to set my Gagani Guardian and to actually act with no interruption. That was a pretty cool play, but he decided to go into Atlantis. I don't know why actually. If I were him, I would have gone into a First Focus basically, but maybe, I don't know, because First Focus can negate only level 5 or higher monster, and I do not really play anything like that, so maybe this was the correct move, you know? Who knows? Then Nebra Disc to have Bones, and he just started to attack, so it's fine to take to get rid of the Nebra Disc, but then he made the mistakes. Why attacking into the Gagani Guardian? Because in the damage step I can just use the effect, negate, put the attack to 0, and I get to keep my Gagani Guardian right here. And now, without doing anything, he's already lost, because even if I got nothing, I can just put my Gagani Guardian in attack position, put the 0-1 of these guys, attack, and I already have more than lethal. So we can just speed things up, you know. I do not even know why I did all this stuff, you know, just maybe to show you that how cool it is to use the Powerful Rebirth to take the skull back to the field. This level 4 together with Nebra Disc, you've got the chateaus, you got the chateau out. There you go, that's how you do it, my boys. 4-win streak. Let's see what we got against Kai Tenjo. We're ready. Let's see who's ready to begin. It's him to begin with, and it is a red dice deck actually. So we've got red dice inside, the perfect opening to add the red dice fusion. So we got first turn red dice / dragon. So how can we respond to this? He's got a set card and a set monster. So we have a pretty bad hand. We're forced to summon the skull to be able to activate the skull from our hand. So we have to do like this, and then use the skill to bring the skull to level 5, then special summon Moai, and have our Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, but he's got that Karma Cut. Oh my worthy, we're pretty in a bad position, but you know, this Powerful Rebirth make me feel safe, because even if he targets that with Cyclones or Typhoon, I can just chain them in response, and I still get to summon my monster back on the field. So he swing in, and that's fine. I decide to take the damage, and now I have to deal with one negation, because now he has a monster equipped, so he can negate one time. We got the Nebra Disc, pretty cool peak actually, and then we can just use the skull to add the bones just in case something happens. Then I decided to use the enemy control, and look at this play. I knew he was going to negate, and now that he negates, I have no monster. He's got monsters, so I can use my Crystal Bones effect, special summon from the grave, and Gagani, actually not Gagani Guardian. And you know why? Because I forgot I got double Powerful Rebirth. So look at this. Gostrikal got to get rid of the set card that was a Drowning Mirror Force, so nice. Then double Powerful Rebirth to bring out the double skull level 4 Chateau. He's here. And now we can just get rid of the Slash Dragon with no worries. There you go. And then I was afraid, I decided not to attack right here because I was afraid of that it was the baby dragon that let him had a card to his hand, or actually the other Metal Flare Dragon, so I decided not to attack and to keep that in defense. And I was wrong because this was just a Gear Freak, then he used the Typhoon, but he knew he just lost because I can just use Chateau's effect in the damage stuff. And that's how you do it. So there you go. 5 wins in a row against Jack Atlas and his Resonator. So let's see what we got. It's him to begin, and he's got one of the best opening, as you will see in a moment. So he's got a set card that you will discover in a moment what card it is, and it's got of course the Crimson Resonator with the Wandering King Wildwind. Then he's got the special summon Red Rising Dragon right here, and then he decided not to summon another monster with the Crimson Resonator, and I do not know why. But look at this, we've got the Nebra Disc negated with the Solemn Scalding, and but luckily we've got the Crystal Bones to special summon the Nebra Disc back, and then cheesy play, he can't take for the win because he only has 1,000 life points. So of course these wins was possible because maybe he misplayed not to use the effect of Crimson Resonator, maybe he was afraid, I don't know of what, but that's how it is. There you go. 6 wins in a row, interrupting a 3-win streak. Let's see what we got. It's us to begin, and we missed the main searcher, but we're chilling. I mean, we can do stuff. We can just add the Nebra Disc for the next turn. We can special summon the Moai, and then use the skill to have our Gunny Guardian turn 1. That is anyway a decent play to begin with, and he did nothing. So this play means he's got tons of hand traps, and this is probably Lunalights or Fire Kings. So let's see what we got. Nebra Disc, of course, to begin with, another skull added to hand. Skull's effect once again to add another Nebra Disc, and we can just swing in only with one monster because we do not want to trigger the Destiny draw, but it keeps on doing nothing, so we have to do something else. Nebra Disc, but this time no XC summon because I wanted to have, I mean, now he has to have at least 2 hand traps or 1 Kydroid. Let's see what he's got. So swinging in, the first goes through, and he's got a Sphere Kuribo and a Temperance. So he's got double hand trap, and are we done? Let's see. He's got Lunalight, as I told you, as I predicted, Saber Dancer, and also he sent to the graveyard a Crimson Fox to put my attack to 0. He decided to target my Gunny Guardian, and it's fine. He gets to have another Lunalight Fusion, then the Rabbit negated by Gagani Guardian. He used the effect of Crimson Fox because he wanted to be able to pop at least 1 card, to bounce at least 1 set card from my field to the hand, but he had to banish the Crimson, so that was the card that he targeted for the special summon, so he had no special summon actually. And there you go, White Rabbit, it's fine. I mean, as long as he has no lethal, so we're chilling. He can just wing in, dealing tons of damage, but now he's in trouble because I can go in with Chateau Hayek right here, then Nebra Disc, and now to save himself he needs to have 2 more hand traps. Pretty unlikely because we already know that one of these cards is the Rabbit, and actually we know he can't have 2 hand traps. That's what I thought basically, because back when I was playing, because one card is the Rabbit that he sent back to his hand with the effect of Martin, and the other card is the Lunalight Fusion that he had to his hand thanks to the effect of Martin. So we know he only can have 1 hand trap. And we have lethal because we got the enemy controller to put this in attack position, Chateau to put the attack to 0, and that's how you do it, my boys. Let's go. 7 wins in a row. We're almost there against another Kaitenjo, but this time it is a true Galaxy Eyes deck. So just double set card right here. We've got the Nebra Disc negated, and maybe I should have used the lens, but I decided not to. Skulls anyway to summon the Mohai, and then the effect, the skill actually, to have a Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, just to be able to pop that set card, and then having, because at the end of the damage step, at the end of the battle phase, sorry, if this card attacked, you can target one card your opponent controls and pop it, and we have double Powerful Rebirth and a Forbidden Land, so we're pretty stocked with back rows. And then the end phase I have to detach one Xyz material. Now he's got all he needs, the Foreign Thrasher, the Foreign Advancer, with the Star Liege, Lord, Galaxian, then the skill to return the Galaxia's Foreign Dragon to add a Foreign Stream of Distraction, then the effect of Galaxian to summon the Galaxia's Foreign Dragon from the deck, using now the quick play spell to go for lethal, but my Forbidden Land says no thank you. And then he made a smart move, because he just decided to use the effect so that my Tyrus comes back next turn. So just in case I draw the Skull Bones, I cannot use the effect to special summon a monster from the graveyard or hands, because it won't be the only monster that I control. So there you go. So, and actually my Keeper of Genesis with no mono Xyz material is useless. So I draw a Mohai, I decided to tribute summon, and then went for the Nebra Disc Recycling, and I was still cool, actually still chilling, because he had no lethal right here. He pops everything and we're fine with 300 life points left. Then boom, Powerful Rebirth for the Skull, and then Nebra Disc is here. So adding another Skull's effect just in case something happens. I have the bones right now. Chateau, he's here, and it turns out that he had nothing right there, and so my Chateau was fine enough to get the win. There you go. This instead was my last win. I am at 8 wins in a row. This is the 9th one. So against Yugi Muller, let's see what I kinda don't remember what it was. So Nebrathex, we got a pretty cool first turn, as you can see right here. We got the full stuff, but we do not have access to Gagani Guardian, so it's not a perfect turn. I decided to go with the Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, because you know anyway is a monster that cannot be destroyed by card effect, so it can anyway be useful. And then we got the Powerful Rebirth ready. It turns out that it is a Triamid deck, and look at how much stuff that he does in the first turn. So a Triamid Dancer, then using the second field spell, and it's not done, with the effect from the grave to add the Sphinx, then another field spell, then another field spell once again, double Triamid Golem and use the one into the grave to special summon a monster. As you can see right here, when this is sent to the grave, you can special summon a Tri monster from his hand, so you get to summon the Sphinx. Then the Tie That Binds, and in the end phase I pulled back the Skull, and now is basically done, because the Sphinx can't do a thing against my Chateau. We also got another Nebra Disc to add a Skull. There you go, Skull to add a Crystal Bones just in case, and he scooped because he couldn't do a thing with just one card next turn, of course. That's how you do it. And this could have been my 10th win in a row, but I lost, so I decided to show you this. And with Prescience is God, I lost against this because of a single card, as you will see. Pretty tough deck, not gonna lie, but I lost because of that card specifically. So Gookie Super X to summon the Cobra, and double Sat. So you know, Gookie are pretty tough to deal with, and they're stuck with a lot of back rows and all this stuff. And of course, when I needed it the most, I didn't draw into my lands. I played 3, so I was just unlucky right here. We've got the Nebra Discs effect. We have a pretty cool hand, not gonna lie, except for the lands. So we can just, and here was my mistake. I don't know why, guys. I decided to go with Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis, instead of the Gagani Guardian. I don't know why. I simply do not know why. And this could have been the mistake that actually made me lost. So also I decided not to attack, because at this point, you know, if I attacked, it could have just used the effect of Twist Cobra to pump itself in the damage step. So there were a lot of mistakes. I just was afraid, and I played so badly this duel. It was just, you know, that's the card. that made me lose. So with Necro Volley, I cannot do anything. I was forced to change the power for a birth, not to lose my power for a birth actually is a set card. And then he decided not to attack. I didn't understand that, but it's fine. Then Chateau. But you know, guys, I just needed something to negate at this moment. I knew he had something like that, so probably if I would have summoned my Gagani God in the first place, I would have been floodgated. But the point is that I could have changed the effect to put any of this in defense, actually to a 0 attack, maybe forcing the Twist Cobra to activate its effect. I don't know, but I made my mistake, and so he floodgated me, and I decided to use Chateau's effect to put the Twist Cobra to 0, and then I just set another monster. I decided to attack, but it actually tribute that, and to boost himself up. I actually didn't get to attack because otherwise I just would have lost my monster. And now that I have no more material and I cannot pop the Necro Volley, there's nothing I can do basically, because, you know, if I do not manage to go into a Gagani Guardian, there's not really that much I can do. And even with Gagani Guardian, now that we got the Necro Volley, it's so hard. So he's got the Beer Hug, look at that. What? Who plays Beer Hug to have the attack of my Keeper of Genesis? Otherwise, he could have gone over my Keeper of Genesis, that's the thing. And he can just go on and attack. I have my Crystal Bones to summon only monster from my hand because I cannot special summon anything from the grave because of Necro Volley. So Gagani Guardian is here, but it's just not enough. I can get rid of Beer Hug and he keep on adding stuff. He added Scorpio, but he cannot special summon him because he controls a monster, but he has enemy controller. Look at that, enemy controller, then Twist Cobra. He tributed my monster, so the best way to do it. My enemy controller actually cannot do a thing. I just draw, you know, Crystal Bones, but I cannot special summon with its effect because of Necro Volley. Even, of course, neither Nebradis can do a thing. I attacked, but then I surrendered because I cannot do anything else. So this was my loss. So guys, anyway, this is a pretty consistent build, and this is the build I was using for the KC Cup. I think I'm gonna play this deck even more because I'm actually enjoying it with you know, that Gagani Guardian is just so good, and I have maybe an 80% chance of summoning it on first turn, and it's just so good. That Power Birth just give me more plays, and you know, the problem was that playing only Nebradisc as a level 4, I struggled to summon the Chateau. Now instead, with the Power for Rebirth, I have a lot of plays to just go into Chateau. That's just so easy to do it. Instead, before, the only way I had to go into the Nebradisc was if I already had a Nebradisc into the grave and I had to summon another Nebradisc. I had to not to use its effect because I can only use one effect of Nebradisc per turn, and then use the other from the grave to special summon himself. So it was just so hard. Instead, with the Power for Rebirth, I have a lot of plays instead, and you know, it's just easier. And I think this might be the best version till now for me of my Chronomaly. So pretty consistent, as you can see from the 9-0. So guys, I hope you enjoyed all the explanation. Feel free to ask me whatever you want in the comment section down below. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.